I couldn't mistake his meaning.
"Can you believe it, Ted? I'm feeling really good this morning."
"You do look good, sir," I replied. "Like your old self. What do you say? You want to come with me and do the recycling?"
"Ha!"
he exclaimed.
"You bet."
As we drove south along the Gros Ventre River in our big blue truck, he sat erect on the front seat, puffed up as he always was when he wore his dog's seatbelt. He looked out the window at the snow-capped Tetons with a grin of idiotic pleasure. "They sure are pretty, aren't they?" I said. He panted twice, deeply, which I translated as,
Yes, it is so good to be alive and looking at them."
"Yes, it is good to be alive," I replied, putting my hand on his ruff and thinking, here we are, still together. I was so grateful, for only 2 weeks before, most of our friends and all of Merle's vets, except one, had suggested putting him down after 24 hours of seizures. The one exception had been a canine neurologist who had counseled patients and prescribed 2 medications that had ended the seizures and allowed Merle to begin his recovery. The neurologist had given us a stay, and we were making the most of it, unwrapping each day as if it were a gift. We dumped the trash bags at the landfill, we sorted the bottles and papers at the recycling center, and on our way back through Jackson I stopped at Valley Feed and Pet, which was having its annual spring sale, rows of booths set up under a pavilion-like tent that had been erected in the parking lot. I could see friends milling about and eating barbecue as their dogs sat alertly at their feet, noses pointed upward, their eyes saying, "Excuse me, I could use a bite of that." "You want a meet and greet?" I asked Merle as I parked the truck. "Or stay and have a nap?" He lay down on the seat and gave a soft pant.
"I think I'll stay right here."
"Okay," I said. "I'll be back in a few." I closed the door, gave him another pat through the open window, and walked toward the booths. Just then, a young, athletic-looking couple came out of their car and intersected my path. They were in their mid-20s, both of them dressed in baggy chinos, running shoes, and fleece jackets. The man held a small puppy, a chocolate lab, with a broad, wrinkled face and bright yellow eyes that looked keenly at everything going on around him. 7 weeks old? I asked as I stopped before the couple and reached out to pet the puppy.
"A little bit more," said the woman. "We just got him."
I leaned close to the puppy so I could touch noses with him. His breath smelled like milk and vanilla and young teeth. I made a smooching noise with my lips. He squirmed in delight. The man put him in my arms, and the puppy wriggled against my chest and licked my neck madly. "Oh, you are a beauty," I told him, kissing his head. He squirmed again in happiness. I had the sudden feeling of being watched, and turned toward the truck. Merle was sitting up, looking out the window at me, his deep red fur not nearly as red as when we had met, his face as white as snow.
"Huh,"
he panted.
"I see you petting that puppy. Just remember who the main dog is."
I blew a loud kiss to Merle and held the puppy for one more moment, young and warm and delicious in my arms, before handing him back to the man, who snuggled him against his chest. The couple walked toward the booths, and as I watched them go, I thought, in 14 years, perhaps sooner, certainly not much longer, he'll break your heart. Your entire life from now until then will be colored by him. His woofs, his wags, his smells, how he swam, his yips while he dreamed, how he rode your first child on his back, and how he began to slow down just as you were hitting your stride. I looked back to Merle, grinning at me from the truck. Like everyone's dog, he had been all that and more. And I thought, why do they die so young? I'm not alone in asking this question. In the months following the publication of a book I wrote describing Merle's life and what he had taught me about living with dogs, I received hundreds of emails from readers who had lost beloved dogs and closed their letters with a variation on this theme. Why must our dogs die so young? Naturally, when most of us say this, we're not expecting an answer. We're expressing a rhetorical complaint. Why do our best friends in the animal kingdom live so much shorter lives than we do?